So the maker of Tide and a bunch of other things down. Consumer products company beat estimates but fell short of sales. That sounds kind of familiar to what we heard from Diageo. There's a lot of people, Pete, that are trading down. Now, in the past, frequently, Marc LoPresti has mentioned that, hey, they trade down and they go shopping at the dollar store, or they trade down and they go to some, discount retailer. True enough, when people aren't feeling as robust and optimistic, they do trade down. Well, maybe that's what's hurting Diageo and Procter Gamble, Pete.
Yeah, I'd say that's exactly what's hitting them right now because of the fact they even talked about they had some market share losses, and that obviously is something exactly what you're just talking about. People are kind of trading down; they're trading to something else that's maybe a little bit more affordable, whatever the case may be. It just wasn't the quarter that we were looking for out of Procter and Gamble. When you look at the missed sales numbers, that was a pretty good size miss, actually. So I think it's something where they're going to have to figure things out, whether or not that means they're going to have to shift around some of the costs and everything that might actually damage some of their margins. I don't know if they're going to go that far, but it all depends on the economy. We talk about those kinds of things all the time, the influence that it has on a lot of different stocks. There's a lot of categories here, especially beauty, John, where it's a pretty decent chunk of what they do at Procter & Gamble. Problem is, if people are moving away from some of the more expensive stuff, not that it's very expensive, but more expensive, they're going to trade down a little bit. I think that's really what's hurting them right now. I like this company, but it doesn't really excite me. As a matter of fact, it mostly gives me yawns. But for right now, I think I'd stay away from it.
Yeah, I think, Pete, the issue here, and Moeller, their CEO, said this post-earnings call. He basically said, I don't doubt that some shoppers are more cautious, and that would make sense. So it's pretty obvious to me and to any of you that have listened to Pete and I over the past year that consumers are stretched, and more consumers are cutting back in areas where they can. Does that mean that no stock's going to go up? No, that's not what I said. Some consumers do extraordinarily well in times like where they're concerned about other concerns are out there for people making less money. But for the people that are still, doing like Roaring Kitty and making a lot of money, Pete, well, yeah. I think they are a different branch and probably shopping for things other than Tide anyway. They're probably shopping for things, if you drop them on your foot, they would hurt.
Yeah, they don't. Right. They probably aren't the ones that are going out looking for Tide at the store.
Yeah, probably not.